Welcome to the November 2014 Video Labor Market Overview. I'm Christopher Robison. In November, Nevada's seasonally adjusted employment grew by 2,400 relative to October. On a year-over-year basis, Nevada employment continued its trend of positive readings, with payrolls up 27,100 when compared to November of last year. This represents 47 consecutive year-over-year gains. Year-to-date, average employment shows Nevada's job market up 40,000 jobs compared to the same period in 2013, giving the state a growth rate of 3.4% during the first 11 months of the year. Year-over-year, employment gains were realized in Nevada's two largest metropolitan statistical areas in November. The Las Vegas MSA led the way, adding 22,400 jobs, or 2.6% growth. This is the highest employment level in the Southern Metro since November of 2008. The Reno-Sparks MSA added 3,100 jobs year over year for a growth rate of 1.6%, and Carson City MSA fell by 300 jobs, or a negative 1.1% growth compared to last year. The majority of Nevada's supersectors grew on a year-over-year basis this month. Professional and business services had the highest growth at 7.5%, adding 11,300 jobs to payrolls relative to last November. The second highest growth rate industry was the construction industry at 5.3%, up 3,100 jobs over the year. Leisure and hospitality, on the other hand, is down 100 jobs this month when compared to November of 2013, for a negative growth rate of less than 1/10%. Mining employment is continuing its negative trend this month, down 500 jobs, or 3.3% from last November's reading. Manufacturing employment in the Silver State is up 1,400 jobs relative to a year ago, for a growth rate of 3.4%. This is the 45th consecutive month of year-over-year employment gains in the manufacturing sector, and is the highest manufacturing employment reading since February of 2009. Through the first 11 months of the year, manufacturing employment has been trending up 1,300 jobs, higher than the same period in 2013. Manufacturing job growth is projected to progressively strengthen over the next few years, driven in large part by the much-publicized Tesla project. Looking at this month's data, November's seasonally adjusted retail trade employment is up 1.1% relative to November of 2013. Employment in retail trade is up 5,300 jobs over September, a tentative proxy for the early stages of holiday-related hiring. Changing focus now, we examine unemployment. The seasonally adjusted unemployment rate continues its downward trend in November, coming in at 6.9% this month, off from 7.1% in October and down 2.2 percentage points relative to last year. On a year-over-year basis, this is the 46th consecutive month of unemployment rate declines. Further, this represents the first sub-7% reading since June of 2008. When looking at the state's metropolitan statistical areas, we see that the unemployment rate for each is down on a year-over-year basis in November. The Las Vegas Paradise and Reno-Sparks MSAs are both 1.9 percentage points from November 2013 to 7.1% and 6.4% respectively. The Carson City MSA is down 2.1 points over the year for an unemployment rate of 7.1%. It is important to note that the MSA unemployment rates are not seasonally adjusted and are therefore not directly comparable to the statewide rate mentioned previously in this overview. Another measure used to understand the condition of the labor market is the labor force participation rate. Prior to the recession, Nevada's labor force participation rate was hovering between 67 and 68%. In 2010, we actually broke the 68% barrier for a brief period before trending back down. Currently, our labor force participation rate is sitting around 62.7%. With data going back to 1977, this is the lowest labor force participation rate on record for the state. The same general pattern is evident in national trends. Although the decline has been more pronounced in the Silver State, as Nevada started with a slightly higher labor force participation rate, current readings are nearly identical for the two, at 62.9% for the nation. Taxable sales were $4.23 billion in September. This was 4% higher than a year ago and represents the 51st consecutive month of gains. Roughly two-thirds of taxable sales activity in Nevada originates in the state's retail trade establishments. In southern Nevada, visitation numbers tumbled during the recession. As underlying economic fundamentals improve, visitation picked up and reached record highs beginning in mid-2012. Through October, visitation stands 3.7% higher than a year ago and is on pace to set yet another record. In northern Nevada, annual visitation peaked in 2002 at about 5.7 million, before beginning a structural downtrend likely attributable, at least in part, to growth of other gaming options elsewhere, including in California. The onset of the recession exacerbated the downtrend. Visitation has been trending at about 4.6 million annualized as of late. Thank you.